Hello everyone, it is me, TL1974 here, and welcome back to the channel. We are back with a customs and reviews, but today we're not going to be talking about Thomas. Now, as you all know, I love Thomas and Friends. I love Thomas Wooden Railway, and I always will. I'll love everything. But today we're going to talk about something a little different. This was inspired by Train King James's latest video. We're talking about Chuggington. Now, as you all know, is that I don't really even talk about it. That's because I'm going to explain it here. I'm not a big fan on the show. Like I said, I'm more of a Thomas fan when it comes to things. I'm not really a Chuggington's fan. I mean, I used to watch Chuggington, but now I more just stick with Thomas. And the occasional other shows, like Tugs, Theodore Tugboat, and a few other things. But I have gotten a small collection. I mostly got these from flea markets well, I never really bought any off eBay. It's just mostly flea markets. I own a small range of these guys here. Like this range mostly. I own a little of the Wooden Railway line. But we're going to talk about them. I have a Brewster. You can sort of tell this one is from the reboot of Chuggington, sort of, because it's of the look, because it has sort of that Chuggineers look. Yeah, you guys can sort of tell. But this is Brewster. Here is Wilson. Now he is not from the Chug Patrol line. He is thankfully in his original look, which is good. And of course, I have Callie. Callie's not exactly in the best condition. Like I said, when you buy stuff secondhand, you're gonna expect this, but it's still good. Now, for this line, I only own one piece of rolling stock, and that's being this. I forget what it's called in the show, but it's a cool thing. Sorry. The arm can lift up in that, and it can swivel. I have no idea how much this thing goes for secondhand. Like I said, I got this thing cheaply off a flea market. But, still cool. It's really the only rolling stock I own for this whole line. Anyways, let's move on to these guys. I own more of these, so let's get started. We're going to start with the Wilsons. I owned 3 of them. I own one from the Chug Patrol line. If you guys couldn't tell, how can you not tell? The logo's even there to prove it. But I also owned one normal Wilson. Like, this is a normal one. And I also owned this Wilson that has, I guess, mud detail. Because I remember in one of the episodes he didn't want to get a wash down or something because he liked staying dirty. Ew. Anyways, after the Wilsons, we have Brewster. I only own 2 Brewsters. I don't own any like this one that's from the Chuggineers line. I only own 2 normal. However, you could tell they are a bit different, such as the eyes are different, including the looks are sometimes different. Just notice this too. This one's made of die cast, and this one feels more like plastic. So I'm assuming this one was a cheaper made. Oh well. Now, after the Brewsters and Wilsons, let's move on to some other characters. Now, these are the, this one is Owen. I believe this character is named Owen. Like I said, I haven't watched the show in a long time. The one thing I always found weird was in the show was that she's meant to be based on an A4, yet no tender. There's no tender engines in the whole group. Huh. But still, it's a good looking model. Then we have Old Puffer Pete. Now, I remember this one since this one's the most iconic name. Including, it has his name on the bottom. It's a great looking model, and I say it does a great representation of the show. So yeah, good model. We also have Frostini. The one thing I like about him, you can actually open his thing, and you can actually see detail they put inside there, just like from the show. Yeah, Frostini, good model. Then we have Harrison. Just took me a second to remember that. I think they did a good job with Harrison, but I just don't really have that much to say about the model. He just looks good. Then we finally have Zeffie. Yes, I remember her. What is wrong with those eyes? The one cool feature about her, you can actually lift her thing up, like lift her up herself, and turn her around like you do in the show. Like she does in the show. And she could lift back down. So I gotta admit, that's cool. Then I have, Fletch. Oh, shit. Fletch. Sorry, it's hard for me to pronounce that name. Truthfully, like I said, nothing really to say about this model. Good looking model. Then we finally have Cormac. What's with all these weird names? Cormac's cool. You have this cool feature on him. So, yeah, cool model. Oh, frick. And like I said, not really much to say about the Chuggington line. Like I said, I'm more of a Thomas fan, if you couldn't tell by the big Thomas back there. I don't really plan on buying any more of these, because like I said, I love Thomas and Friends more. But if you do love Chuggington, then you can love Chuggington, I don't mind. Like I said, everyone has their opinions. But this is my opinion, I'm not a Chuggington fan, I'm a Thomas and Friends fan. The one thing I'll complain about the wooden railway line, the whole thing is almost made out of plastic. Like, the whole thing is almost made out of plastic. You only have this part is wood, the chassis is wood, and the wheels are already plastic. The whole thing is almost plastic. They barely put wood on these things. That's the only thing I'll ever complain about, is that the wooden railway line, it's mostly plastic. These guys, though, are cool, though, since some of them are die-cast. So, yeah, cool. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to watch, like, and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you never miss a video. And hope to see y'all again next time. Bye-bye. But also, let's get this container out. Back to the depths from whence you came. Bye.